Hi everyone, this is Stephanie Thomas
And this is Mary Thomas
of Thomas & Thomas PC, also known as the Sales Tax Sisters. I am hoping that this is not your first video, but if it is, hi, welcome to the channel. This is part of our series about Nexus.
This is actually the fourth video in that series.
That's right, and it's always great when you can watch them in order. So if you can, do that. But this time we're going to be talking about something that's very important. What are we talking about?
Okay, the first video was about physical versus economic nexus and defining nexus in general so that you would get it. The second one was about understanding why you need to understand nexus and what it means to you if you don't. The third one was about whether or not you need to know taxability and how Nexus works with that. This video is about why you would register if you're not required to do so. So
let's do some examples.
Okay, so let's talk about, and we're going to have another video about what it means when you actually do register, but we're going to touch on it just a little bit on this one so that it will inform this question, okay? So when you ask the question, why would you register to collect sales or use tax if you don't have any kind of nexus and you're not required to do it? You know what? Quite frankly, in most instances, I wouldn't. That's just me. I wouldn't, because it opens the door on, once you register somewhere voluntarily, you don't get any points because you registered there voluntarily. You have to know the taxability. You have to file returns.
Even if they're in a lot of jurisdictions, even if it's 0 returns, you still have to file those returns.
You have to keep up with secondary registrations, because you don't just file. You don't just register to collect sales and use tax. No, there are filings with different other state authorities that you have to have and maintain. So you volunteer to take on a lot of documentary and a lot of regulatory things that you have to keep up with.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm like, if I didn't have to, probably wouldn't. But there is a caveat to that, and that is there are places that require you to register in order for you to be able to issue resale certificates.
Yeah.
So a resale certificate would be something where you said, you know what, where you issued it to a vendor and you said, don't charge me sales tax on X because I'm going to resell it. And when I resell it, I'm going to be collecting the sales or use tax from the end user.
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't registered in a particular place, some of these states, they won't let you issue the resale certificate. And so that would mean that you would pay tax on whatever it is you were purchasing to resell.
And then you would probably have to charge your customer tax depending on whether or not that was a taxable item in that jurisdiction.
Well, if you're not registered there, you wouldn't charge them.
I'm talking about if you resell to a different thing, different jurisdiction. I'm going down a rabbit hole, people. Ignore me. Go ahead.
So that is a reason, and I'm sure there are other reasons that companies voluntarily register. Some people just do it because, like we said, they want to get it right, and there is some other reason that they've chosen to take on this responsibility. My thing is that if you're a relatively small company and you fall within the safe harbors of, if you don't make, and I'm just throwing this number out there because it's a rule of thumb, if you don't make $250,000 in revenue generated from people in a specific jurisdiction, or you don't have, 100 transactions, you're a small mom and pop. You generate $10,000 from California. You have 550 clients in California. Well,
California may not necessarily be requiring you to register.
They're not.
Because they're not requiring a whole lot of small operations that don't meet certain specific thresholds to register, because that's a lot. It's a lot to put on people.
Yeah, it is, because once you register, like I said, you're not just dealing with sales and use tax. You're dealing with other types. You're dealing with other types of taxation. You're dealing with being registered with other bodies that you have to keep up with.
Exactly, and we won't even go into, state income tax.
That's one of them, and we're going to do that in the next video.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that if people are giving you that
out because you don't meet certain thresholds,
and they're doing it too because they're trying not to kill your business. They're trying
not to kill your business, and quite honestly, they don't want to have a flood of if you made one sale into their jurisdiction, they have to deal with you and deal with you filing returns. That's a lot of work for them too.
So that's the thing, is that you have to really be aware of, it's not just, do I have Nexus? Do I have to register? There may be other business decisions. There may be other considerations for you to take into account when you're deciding whether or not you're going to register. Most states don't require you to register in order to issue a resale certificate. Most states right now don't do that.
But some do.
But some do. And so if you're working with one and you think it's going to be a material amount of money for you, then that's something you might want to think about. And if any of you have any comments about situations that you've seen that would make it so that you'd want to voluntarily register somewhere, let us know what they are.
We love to get feedback from y'all. We do. Absolutely love it.
And like I said, this is another one of those things we have to do a disclaimer. You need to know the rules for each state individually. So go in and look at your sales figures, have that spread out by state, and start looking at, I need to understand the Nexus rules for these particular states because I'm getting close to a threshold.
Exactly.
Or I need to understand what's going on with this. And know that different states have different thresholds. I threw out $250,000 because that's a rule of thumb. Some states have it at $500,000. One state has no threshold at all the last time I looked. So if you sell anything there, theoretically, they want you. Well, not even theoretically. They want you to register. You have one that is like, I think it's 10,000 or 50,000. Some of them you have pretty low thresholds on.
Exactly. So the gist of it is, know the rules in the jurisdictions that you are dealing with. That will determine what your responsibilities are. And don't forget, if you're dealing with the home rule state, I know I keep saying that there are about 5 of them. 4 or 5. Well, a lot of people don't count Alaska because there's no state tax, but the localities charge. Yeah, we're going down a rabbit hole. I know. So be sure to look at the information as it relates to the states that you're in. If you need help, hey, that's what we do. Yeah. But this, like we said, this is just a general guideline. Nobody can tell you exactly what you have to do without knowing your business and what you do and proprietary information about you, like sales levels and numbers of transactions and all of that. So this is just a general guide to kind of tick your brain so that you aren't left holding the bag. Exactly. So we hope that this has been helpful for you. Please let us know if it has, and even let us know if it hasn't, if we completely confused you, in case we need to come and help clarify things. So I think that's it. That's it. If you like the video, please thumb it up. Please consider subscribing if you haven't. Thank you so much if you have subscribed. We really do appreciate it. And we're going to see you next time. We're just going to keep on jamming through Nexus. If you think of questions, let us know. Yeah. You just might see your question answered. Exactly. Yeah. So everybody have a great day. Bye. Bye.